With the 2026 NFL Draft looming, the Dallas Cowboys find themselves at a fascinating crossroads, armed with two valuable first-round picks. What's the plan? Well, it appears a defensive overhaul is on the horizon, but don't be surprised if they take a bold swing on offense instead. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer has made it clear that while the priority seems to be bolstering a defense that has struggled mightily, he isn't ruling out the possibility of an offensive selection. In fact, there's chatter suggesting that the Cowboys might engage in a blockbuster trade with the Arizona Cardinals that could flip the script entirely. In a recent two-round mock draft, a notable analyst predicted that Dallas could send picks number 12 and 20 to Arizona in exchange for the 3rd and 34th overall picks. This isn't just a move to snag a game-changing defender. It's all about landing a potential star on offense, Notre Dame running back Jeremy Love. The thought of trading up to secure the best player in the draft, as described by SB Nation's Doug Farrar, raises eyebrows, but could reshape the Cowboys' offensive landscape. Imagine it. The Cowboys trade their 12th and 20th picks, and in return, they acquire Love, a player who has electrified the college game. With 35 rushing touchdowns over the last 2 seasons and a jaw-dropping 4.36-second 40-yard dash at the NFL combined, Love is more than just a running back. He's a franchise player waiting to happen. Yes, the Cowboys just inked a 3-year, $24 million deal with Javonte Williams, who had a breakout year in 2025, but in Jerry Jones' world, flexibility and bold decisions often take precedence over traditional thinking. Let's address the elephant in the room. Fans might initially be skeptical if the Cowboys take this route. After all, they've invested in the ground game recently. However, the excitement of seeing Love in a Cowboys uniform, with that star shining on his helmet, would undoubtedly create a buzz around AT&T Stadium. Just envision the possibilities. A backfield featuring Love paired with Williams, potentially making Dallas offense one of the most formidable in the league. But the draft isn't just about offense, and Farrar doesn't neglect the defensive side of the ball. His predictive draft also sees the Cowboys potentially snagging Clemson cornerback Avion Terrell at the 34th pick. While Terrell is a solid choice, it does raise questions about the decision to prioritize a defensive back over a more pressing need on the edge, especially with players like Cassius Howell still on the board. This move might leave the Cowboys a bit thin at pass rush, but it's hard to argue against improving their secondary with a talent like Terrell. As we digest this potential strategy, it's a reminder of the delicate balance the Cowboys must strike. They're clearly in need of defensive reinforcements, but the allure of adding a game-changing offensive player cannot be overlooked. The draft is a time for bold moves, and if the Cowboys pull the trigger on this trade, they will send shockwaves through the league, for better or worse. Now, as the excitement of the draft builds, we turn our attention to the next piece of news that continues to shape the Cowboys' future. The Dallas Cowboys are at a pivotal moment this offseason, facing not just the usual scrutiny over draft selections, but also the high expectations that come with being America's team. In the midst of this, mock drafts continue to flood our screens, featuring familiar names and positions that fit the Cowboys' glaring needs. But now, one draft analyst has thrown a curveball that could reshape the way we think about the Cowboys' strategy for the upcoming draft. Tony Pauline's latest mock draft presents a scenario that raises eyebrows among fans and analysts alike. The Cowboys opting for a cornerback, Jermad McCoy, at the number 12 pick. Sure, this isn't entirely unexpected given the team's need for reinforcements in the secondary, especially following a season that saw the Cowboys struggle against high-powered offenses. McCoy, recovering from injury but showcasing promise during his pro day, could indeed be a game-changer. The Cowboys have a history of taking risks on injured players, and this could be another instance where they roll the dice for the potential of a star player. However, Pauling doesn't stop there. The analyst projects that instead of following conventional wisdom and selecting a linebacker or edge rusher, the Cowboys could pivot to offensive tackle Monroe Freeling with their second first-round pick. This is a fascinating prospect, particularly considering the struggles of Tyler Guyton, the first-round pick from 2024, who has not lived up to expectations. The stats don't lie. Guyton surrendered 6 sacks and 26 pressures in his rookie year, followed by a season marred by injuries and a lackluster performance that saw him miss 7 games. While drafting Freeling, a player some experts consider more suited for the right side, might seem like a gamble, it does highlight the urgent need for stability on the offensive line. Tyler Smith, who has expressed a preference to remain at guard, may not be the answer as a full-time left tackle, leaving the Cowboys with a dilemma. Freeling, touted as one of the top tackles in this draft, brings a solid pass protection grade of 85.6, but does carry concerns over his run-blocking capabilities and limited college experience. As passionate supporters of the Cowboys, we must critically evaluate this approach. While bolstering the offensive line is crucial, particularly for protecting Dak Prescott, the glaring need on the defensive side of the ball cannot be ignored. The Cowboys have 2 first-round picks, and if they choose to focus on offensive needs, they risk missing out on key defensive talent that could change the trajectory of the team. Admittedly, the strategy of drafting Freeling could be sound if the Cowboys find themselves in a situation where the top defensive prospects are off the board by the time they pick at number 20. The question then becomes, will they be willing to make that leap, or will they stick to their guns and focus on the defense that has let them down in critical moments? As we continue to analyze these mock drafts and potential strategies, it is essential to remember that the Cowboys must strike a balance between immediate needs and long-term vision. The choices they make in the upcoming draft will undoubtedly shape the future of this storied franchise, and every decision will be scrutinized under the intense spotlight that follows America's team. Now, as we shift gears, let's delve into another intriguing angle that could impact the Cowboys as they prepare for the upcoming season. As we wind down our coverage, the focus shifts to a pivotal moment in the NFL landscape, one that has implications that stretch far beyond the Buffalo Bills and their recent struggles. It's no secret that the Bills are at a crossroads, especially following their disappointing exit in the AFC divisional round against the Denver Broncos. The decision to part ways with head coach Sean McDermott sent ripples through the league, but the organization has swiftly moved forward, bringing in Joe Brady as the new head coach. This is a crucial season for Josh Allen, who now has the weight of expectations resting heavily on his shoulders. After all, in a league that thrives on high-octane offenses, the Bills have a chance to make a statement, especially with the return of star wide receiver DJ Moore. But the most significant piece of news from Buffalo may just be the health status of Allen himself. He underwent surgery for a broken bone in his foot, an injury that could have derailed the hopes of a franchise eager to reclaim its position as a perennial contender. Thankfully, NFL insider Tom Pelissero has reported that Allen is on track to be good to go for the offseason program. This is a relief for fans who have seen their star quarterback throw for over 3,500 yards in each of the last 6 seasons, including 3,668 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions just last season, alongside an impressive 579 rushing yards with 14 touchdowns. As Allen enters this critical stage of his career, he's not just playing for personal accolades. He's playing for redemption. His record of 79 career rushing touchdowns is the highest in Bills history, a testament to his dual-threat capability. Yet, the question looms, can he elevate this team to the heights that many have predicted? The Bills cannot afford to stumble again. The pressure is mounting. This brings us to an interesting trivia moment. Can you name the players who've rushed for the most touchdowns for each NFL franchise? It's a challenge that not only tests your knowledge of the game, but also reminds us of the greats who have walked the gridiron before. As we wrap up, it's vital to acknowledge that while the Bills are making changes, the Dallas Cowboys are also navigating a new landscape. The Cowboys have their own set of challenges and opportunities, and as fans, we must remain vigilant and passionate about our team. The Cowboys have the talent and the drive to make a deep playoff run, and every season is a chance for glory. So, as we look ahead to the upcoming season, let's keep our spirits high. Remember, this is a time for optimism and resilience. Cowboys fans, your voices matter. What do you think about the upcoming season? How do you feel about the team's chances? Subscribe for more insights and share your thoughts in the comments. Your passion fuels this community, and together, we can rally behind our team as they strive for greatness.